Teddy, thank you so much for coming in.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You want to give the audience a little background about who you are, what you do, real estate, all of those good things, so we can have a...
Yeah, so I'm a realtor with Compass. I'm on the Ben Lawless team. Work primarily at all residential, but like condos, houses in the north side of Chicago and the North Shore.
Got it. How did you get into real estate? How long you been in it?
So I got into real estate during COVID. Had the classic. I was living in Costa Rica at the time. World shut down. I came home, needed to get a new job. I got connected with one of my buddies to my now boss, who hired me actually at a different brokerage. So I've been doing this since 2020 and ended up following him to this brokerage.
Got it. So you came from Costa Rica up to Chicago. Where were you born originally?
I'm from Chicago. I was teaching English in Costa Rica.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's great.
That's
great
very
time. Highly recommend it to anyone out of college who doesn't know what they want to do.
Teaching English. Like,
it's a gorgeous spot.
Like, what were some of your favorite memories in Costa Rica?
Honestly, it's a gorgeous spot. I was in probably the worst part. Like, I was in San Jose, the capital, which is just in the middle of the country. Beautiful city, but like, with all the nature that Costa Rica has, being in a city, it was not as ideal, but we didn't work on Fridays, so we'd go to the coast every weekend.
Sure.
And it was amazing.
That's awesome. What's the craziest story you have from Costa Rica? Like, any wild things happen, scary things?
I saved someone from drowning once. That was a fun one.
Hero.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's super cool.
There's a girl caught, I don't even know if it was a rip current, but caught in a current, and she was just panicking, and I'm a very good swimmer, so swam out. My parents were actually there that week. And my dad went to go swim out. He couldn't do it, so I swam out and forgot. I used to be a lifeguard also, forgot all of my teaching. I'm like, just get on my back. And then I realized I couldn't swim with her on my back. I'm like, wait, like flip over. Then I carried her back in. So that was fun.
The instincts kicked in. That's crazy.
Yeah, so
that's pretty cool.
That was probably the craziest thing that happened to me while working there.
I was probably, I don't know, between 9 and 12 years old, I would say. And my family had a timeshare in Cancun, Mexico at the time. I feel like everybody had a timeshare in Cancun. But anyway, so we went to Cancun, and we're swimming in the ocean, and all of a sudden we see these two people out there waving, like come help us, whatever. So the lifeguards go out, get them, bring them in, and right next to our stuff, they plop them down, and this man is just like throwing up like crazy. Saltwater intake, I think, like. He was so like exhausted, sunburned. That was a very like traumatic moment at that time because
that'll stick with you as a child. Yeah.
I'm like this young kid. Like, I'm not that great in the water. Sure, I can swim. Is it something that I like absolutely love to do? No. And then my grandma after that was really freaked out, and she's like, "Okay, be careful with the riptides." Yeah. I was like, "All right,
gotta be careful with that."
I'll go in, like, but I don't know. It's what it is. So I actually lived in Miami.
All right.
Until like 6 months ago, I would say. I moved back up here from Wisconsin originally. Stevens Point, Wisconsin, super small town.
Where is that in relation to like a big city?
Smack center of the state, if you're looking on a map.
Like Oshkosh?
Yeah, we're west of Oshkosh. Do you know where Madison is?
Yeah.
So like hour and a half north of Madison.
All right.
Like straight north.
Nice. So, big Wisconsin fan. I grew up every summer going to like North Wisconsin, Eagle River.
Eagle River?
Yeah.
Nice, man.
You know that area.
You got like a cabin up there or something?
Oh, camp. Overnight camp.
Camp?
Yeah.
That's
Camp
awesome,
Ojibwa.
man. Nice. Yeah, so grew up in Stevens Point, then moved to Madison, got into the kind of investing space. I have a couple properties there that do pretty well.
Nice.
Some Section 8. I have some market rent.
Do you rent out to the students?
No students. Too much turnover. Every year,
that's
chaos.
Tough. Yeah.
I mean, you get premiums, but I guess in my opinion, it depends who you're asking. But
if you want to do less work, fixing doors, walls. Yeah.
Section 8 never leaves, man.
Yeah.
Never leaves, guaranteed. So it's been a really interesting journey having both Section 8 and market, because if market, like I have a vacancy right now on my market rate, right? But it doesn't really hurt me because you still got Section 8. So guaranteed versus a little bit higher rents. Yeah. I love that balance there. In the Army Reserves, what are some other things about me? Single mom. So my mom had me at 18, sister at 21.
Nice.
And she's amassed a massive portfolio. She's done very well. Tertiary.
Sure. Yeah, you said she was a realtor?
Tertiary market, obviously, being in Stevens Point, so a lot less competition, which has left her a lot of opportunity that somebody wouldn't have. You know what I mean? Not taking investors. So she's really awesome, has taught us a lot, and super thankful for her. So
That's awesome.
it's kind of like the little
Your
background about me. Yeah.
Nice. All right.
Hit me with some more about you.
I don't know. Let's see what else. Yeah, I grew up Highland Park, Illinois. So I don't know, 40 minutes north of where we are right now.
Nice.
I went to Boulder, Colorado, CU for college.
Nice.
Was not in the Army. Not as cool. But great time, beautiful town. Always imagined that I'd end up living there, but
It's all the hype right now with Coach Prime out there.
I know.
Right?
Love Coach Prime. I don't know when this is going to be listening, but Shedeur just dropped heavily in the draft.
Has he even been drafted yet?
Yeah, he got drafted by the Browns. He's their 5th quarterback currently.
Didn't someone just pull a prank on him too? Like,
yeah, it was fucked up. It was the Atlanta Falcons defensive coordinator's son.
Do you think it was staged for like PR or?
I don't know, but that was I've been seeing posts about that. That's messed up. Don't do that.
Crazy.
But no, it's good because we sucked when I was there. Now Deion's first year, a lot of hype. Not a lot of return. Second year, we got a lot better. Still no bowl wins, but he's back. So I'm excited.
Interesting. So Boulder, what happened after Boulder?
So after Boulder, bought a one-way ticket to Peru. Got my TEFL license, which is teaching English as a foreign language. Taught there a little bit, traveled backpack South America, then got a job in Costa Rica.
Damn.
Then I was there till COVID hit, basically.
Damn.
And then now Chicago realtor.
Talk to me about backpacking. I have a marathon on Sunday.
Shit, you're running it?
Yeah, first one, and
Ever?
yeah, I tried one before and I messed my knee up pretty bad.
I have
and then I was
tendinitis in my left knee. It sucks.
So I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna. But I also didn't train. So I was reading a book on the airplane down to Miami. It was like, do something you've always wanted to do that doesn't relate to business. And I'm like, okay, run a marathon.
What marathon are you running?
Chicago Land. So not that I don't know if it's small or medium sized, but it's in Schaumburg.
All right,
Starts at 8 a.m. Whatever.
I always get those ads on the radio, daytime population of 300,000 or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
The mayor has a lot of ads out there in Schaumburg.
Okay. I'll let you know how it is.
Yeah, that's good luck. My uncle just ran the London Marathon last weekend.
That's badass.
Yeah,
That's
I ran into him. He was leaving that night. He didn't say anything. And then my mom told me, "Yeah, Ricky's going to run the marathon." I'm like,
humble guy.
Who doesn't say that? You're leaving tonight to run the marathon.
That's so crazy.
That's exciting. Well, good luck. What's the farthest you've ran so far?
I've done 22. I'm pretty confident that I'll be able to finish.
All right, just 4.2 more.
To me, and I'm not trying to be like, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Right? I think a lot of people run marathons, but I'm actually pushing for, I'll do a 50 in 2 months, 50 miles in 2 months, and then my ultimate goal is to hit a 100-miler.
Leadville 100?
Yeah, I think that, lately I have this big fascination about doing hard things.
Yeah,
because I feel like it builds your you know what I mean, your self-esteem, whatever the hell you want to call it, and so that's one thing that I really want to. And I read the David Goggins book fairly recently,
Classic.
and that really pumped me the fuck up. So he ran the 240. I'm not going 240. I don't think I'll probably stop at 100, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So, tell me about backpacking though. That's how I got on that because I've been watching so many documentaries.
I call it backpacking. Really, it was just traveling. We took planes, so I wasn't walking everywhere. Mm-hmm. I did do a little bit of true backpacking in Patagonia, which was coolest fucking nature.
Where's Patagonia?
South. I was in the Argentinian side, but Chile and Chile. Okay. But I was on the Argentinian side, El Chalten, and El Calafate, and it was fucking awesome. So there I had kind of a marathon, not really, but hiked 28 kilometers with all the stuff on us, and then camp, then hike 20 more kilometers. So it was, I was in a little bit better shape than I was now, but. Sure. Carrying all the stuff, I didn't have a backpacker's backpack, and the people I was with did. So I was just carrying a backpack with shit strapped to it, and that was dumb. If you're gonna backpack, invest in the backpack, because that made my back hurt way more than everyone else's. Just
sure.
it evens out better, but
very interesting.
But that was awesome. Also, the best stray dogs in the world are in Patagonia. There are so many of them. They're all well fed and just happy nature dogs.
Really?
Yeah, it's awesome.
What do they eat?
I think there's people. It's kind of a tourist area, so people will just go and give them food.
Like...
I mean, I was at a restaurant just giving food.
Really?
Yeah, there was a noof sitting next to me. I had a German Shepherd follow me for a day.
That's crazy.
Just with him. It was awesome.
Little temporary companion.
Yeah,
there,
it was amazing. I
little
loved it. Yeah.
That's interesting, man. That's super cool.
So if you want to, I think those dogs would be upset moving into a home with somebody because they have just like the whole world.
The range, right? They're not in a cage.
Yeah, they're happy and they're well fed. So
that's crazy.
But no, South America's great. I don't know what more to talk about there. Patagonia was my favorite. Amazon is awesome, but I got sick.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
What kind of sickness?
Just the classic. I don't know if they call it Montezuma's in Brazil, but
I don't know what that is. Is it like stomach flu or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like food poisoning. Sick.
Okay.
Yeah.
You ever see that? You're talking about the Amazon, like the Amazon River, right?
Amazon rainforest. Yeah.
Rainforest. Okay. I'm assuming, and I'm very naive when it comes to South America. Sorry. So Amazon rainforest, the Amazon River probably runs through it.
It does.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure I'm on the right track here.
I don't know what was named first, but they're both there.
Sure. So I remember watching the TV show called River Monsters.
Fucking love that, Jeremy Wade.
Dude,
Amazing.
that was like a crazy show. And again, I was a pretty young kid.
Yeah.
And I'm watching all these ones about the Amazon River and the different types of fish and all the crazy shit that happens in that river. Like,
so I was there. So we weren't in the Amazon River. I don't remember, something Madre. I don't know the name of it, like Dios Madre. I don't know. This was in the Peruvian side, but murky water. Like you stick your hand in, you can't see your hand. And
Scary.
I'm a really big on like if I'm near body water, like my golden rule is always touch the water.
Sure.
But really I try to always jump into the water. So I asked like our guide, I'm like, do people swim in this? And he's like, the locals swim in it, but tourists never do because they're scared. And I'm like, all right, obviously. So I jumped in, I swam around a little bit with the people I was traveling with. We get out, and then like 2 hours later, we're going on like a caiman tour in the river, and like right where we were swimming, the caimans are just like smaller alligators basically, and there's just hundreds of them. I'm like, well, why didn't you fucking tell us that? And later we went to like a lake that like fed into it that was just all piranhas, and honestly I'd feel more comfortable with the caimans than the piranhas. The piranhas are horrifying.
Vicious.
Yeah.
Did you feed them, like dunk something in there?
Yeah, we threw anyone who had food, I think we had like a granola bar, we tossed it in, and it was just like, if I were to jump in, I don't think any part of my body would be left within like a minute.
That's crazy. It's like the cartoons that you see where they like dunk something in. Like
it's crazy.
Devoured.
Yeah.
That's insane, man. What a cool experience. I mean, do you have any like travel plans moving forward? Do you have any goals?
I try to, anyone who knows me well, I try to leave like every month.
Nice.
That's a big perk of being a realtor. You make your own schedule.
I was gonna say
a lot harder in the summer because like spring and summer is peak season. So like fall and winter is when I do the bulk of my traveling. But I'm actually going back to Peru. I have my buddy who's from Peru, his wedding. So going like 2 weeks early and gonna travel around with my fiance to where I lived.
You said fiance?
Yeah.
When you get married?
August.
We're getting married September 6th. You gonna have kids?
Probably. Not right away.
We're pregnant right away.
Really?
Yeah,
Nice.
Married. Hopefully she's pregnant the next day. I'm so excited. I'm ready for like 4 minimum, man. Like I want to be a dad so bad. Just I feel bored in life. You know what I'm saying?
I respect
like,
that. Yeah.
Traveling, yes, it's a nice release. It's a nice like creative space to be. You get that, like you go experience that thing, you come back, but then it's like, all right. And unless you're doing it as much as you, like, I mean, once a month, that's awesome.
No, I'm not like a true like trip, like go somewhere. Like because I went to Boulder, all of my friends are from pretty much every major city in the country. So anywhere I go is like a visit.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know. I mean, I'm ready for like some mix-ups, like some responsibility.
Do any dogs?
No, fucking hate dogs.
What?
I hate dogs.
Wow. All right, we have 2 dogs, so we're chilling on kids for a while.
Fair. What kind of dogs?
How do you not like dogs?
I feel
that's a hot take.
I feel like too many people. Okay, so in Miami, not everybody, a lot of people were single, and I feel like they replaced human relationships with their dogs. I feel like if there's a balance to it, understood, but I think that it has swayed very far in one direction, meaning they're starting to replace like human, and I think people are comfortable with that, and it's just it's
a
crazy.
companion.
but let's hit me.
No, I mean I know people who like don't like dogs that much, but I love dogs.
Yeah,
big dog guy.
What kind of dogs?
We have 2 mutts.
2 mutts.
We got like a 90-pound mutt and a 45-pound mutt.
Okay.
Both from Tiny and Tall Rescue.
Nice.
Great. Chicago. I think it's based in St. Charles, but Yeah, they're fucking great. I love it. Grew up with dogs. Did you grow up with dogs? Was that like a part of
No,
it?
but yeah, no, it didn't grow up with dogs, and that's probably some of the reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
I
like
always had a dog in my life.
interesting, and I feel like there's a big divide between obviously adopting or breeding.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to say that like we rescued and all that, and technically we did because they were from a rescue, but they were puppies.
Sure.
So like, we didn't like. I don't think they ever lived in a shelter. They were like a foster dog, and we got them. But yeah, I think my fiance's big. We'll probably always do rescues.
Nice.
But I don't judge people who do a breeder because there's certain breeds that I would love to have that
So,
I don't know if I'll be able to have because if you only rescue.
what kind of breeds would you want to have?
Some unrealistic. Growing up, I always wanted a wolf dog. Can't do that unless I have like a
That'd be
ranch
sick.
in Colorado or something.
Sure.
Uh,
Is that a goal of yours, or like a ranch, or like a
it's
a farm?
the retirement goal, like a dude ranch, cattle.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I think that's the dream.
Okay.
Like just out. I want space.
Yeah.
Land and space is the goal.
Yes. Okay. So land and space and a wolf dog. And
Yeah.
what was the other one?
This one I'll never have, but I think that they're awesome. Caucasian Ovcharka, or like Russian. It's a Russian, like I think it was a bear hunting dog.
Okay.
But they're like 240 pounds mass. They're bigger than both of us.
Damn.
And I like big dogs.
Bear hunting
Yeah.
dog, you said?
I can show you.
Yeah.
These things
Maybe
are
we'll put one on the
freaking
screen
huge.
too.
Yeah.
That's
But
crazy.
that's a goal of mine. My fiance's family has Saint Bernards. Sorry.
Those are huge.
Yeah, my fiance's family has Saint Bernards, and I love them. They're awesome.
That's awesome.
These things are just
dude.
fucking huge.
They make her look like a midget.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
they're about as big as dogs get.
That's insane, man.
A Leon Burger would probably be the most realistic dog.
A
Large
what?
dog. A Leon Burger. They kind of look like that, but just not as aggressive and 100 pounds less.
Sure.
That's the issue with these is they're very aggressive. So I don't.
It makes sense for the
Probably
hunting,
won't have
right?
it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So my sister has a Great Dane. That's interesting. Then she has a German Shepherd. So she's into dogs. Me, not so much. But if I worked, so let me preface something with this. I also think a lot of people don't know how to take care of dogs the proper way.
I would agree with that.
I
There's
feel
some
like there should
dumb
be-
owners out there.
I feel like there should be a like I read the Caesar Milan book.
Yeah,
To
dog
kind of,
whisperer.
yeah, like to learn, right? Like exactly, it's like boundary, the whole thing, right? I was
Yeah.
like, if I'm gonna get a dog, I'm gonna make sure that I do this right, and I'm not like just going through the motions and being irresponsible and all of these things.
Yeah.
So read that book. I was like, okay. So then I went real far down the rabbit hole. Poodles, doodles, yes, everybody has them, whatever. Hypoallergenic, yes. And I'm like, okay, so that would probably be the dog. I don't want like fur all over the place to get on my clothes. And then I went down like the AKG, the American Kennel, or the AKC, American Kennel Club, and like the whole like show dogs and all the like the breeding involved and like I went
Crazy.
real deep down like the
Dog rabbit hole.
yeah, the dog rabbit hole and like the I don't know if the lineage of them, I guess you could say. So
Yeah.
if I ever were to get a dog, which I don't think I will, Anna really wants one. I'm like, no. It would probably be like a poodle with a funny haircut and like,
All right, so you thought
a
about it.
a bred dog. Yeah, I mean, we were close at one point, but then now it's just like, I don't know, too much, but very interesting.
Yeah,
Very,
I
very
have a buddy he trains like military and police dogs.
That's sick.
He has like 10 German Shepherds and
crazy.
like Dutch Shepherds and whatever Shepherds. And they're fucking like, it's crazy. We'll be in the house with him, completely normal, like lap dog, snuggly. We go outside and he like says one thing and it's like foaming at the mouth, ready to attack.
That's crazy.
So those are some well-trained dogs.
That's insane. I mean, how much effort, like, is that here in the States that he
Yeah,
does that?
so he started in England. He's from here, but lived in England for a while. He's back in the States. Actually sold him his spot, like way west. He's got like 15 acres, so a bunch of land to have all the dogs, and he brings in dogs.
Sorry, so west of Chicago?
Yeah.
Okay,
Like-
so just west of 15 miles west of Chicago.
What's the? Not DuPage. What's the west one? I don't know. It's like
You know it better than I do.
Yeah, probably like 40 minutes south of
Interesting.
Rockford.
Because I've seen a lot of like, I guess, or not. I've seen some documentaries, I think, or some YouTube videos where you can like buy a trained dog from like
so
Sweden or something.
Yeah,
and
he does sell them. My dad's like, dream is to have like one of his dogs, basically.
That's crazy.
But my mom won't let him because they have 2 dogs already.
So what's and maybe this was a question for him, but like the training regimen on that, like how long does it take to train a dog from puppy to like
definitely a question
Terminator
for him. Yeah, I have no idea.
That's crazy.
Definitely a question for him. But his dogs are sweet. If you want to look him up, Akela K9.
Okay. What is it, Akela?
Akela.
Akela?
Akela.
Akela K9. Okay.
It's just like the random shit gets more love.
Well, people are going to love the same dogs that you love or want to ranch in Colorado just like you, or like people won't like dogs. You know what I mean? Like people are going to love you because you are who you are. I don't know. It's just very interesting.
It's not good to always talk about real estate.
I agree. What are some other like interesting, I guess, beliefs that you have or that like people could latch on to?
I don't like Brandon Johnson.
Is that
the mayor?
The mayor? Oh, really? Yeah. Okay. Me neither.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it. Well, I know a little bit about him just moving here. It's wildly different from Florida.
Yeah, I mean, is Miami liberal or conservative?
Conservative.
Yeah, it's really conservative,
which is
right?
Fucking crazy.
But like Dade County's on the fence. That's the one that's always.
I think they voted conservative for the first time pretty recently.
Probably 2024 election. Or
yeah. But just the whole dynamic in general. Like the feeling, the energy in the air is much different here than down there.
So what do you mean? Florida's a weird place.
It is a very weird place. Especially
interesting
Miami.
Crew there. It's like I remember last time I was there, I was in like Delray or Boca, which is obviously differently. It's not Miami. But we were at a restaurant and just like each table was just the most different type of person of all time. Like it is just like there's like spring breakers, there's like really old people. You have obviously a massive Cuban population, which the food is fucking awesome. So shout out the Cubans.
I agree.
And Mark Cuban. But yeah, like every table was just like a completely different person. I was like, what is going on? It's wild. And it's a good thing. It's diverse as hell.
And it's interesting living there. So I moved down for COVID.
Okay.
So COVID, everybody was locked open. Everybody moved
down for COVID. Actually, they shut down Miami Beach. But I was there. I think they were trying to like kick out spring breakers or something.
Yeah, that was a spring break. There was like a bunch of shootings last spring break. Not the most recent, but 2 were recent.
Yeah, I think that's when I was there because we wanted to go to Miami and it like wasn't a thing, so we went to Delray.
Got it. And I think the people with money, like there's obviously a ton of people with money there, and I think that they're kind of sick of all that. But yeah, man, I was super gung. So I went down during COVID because Florida was open. We were locked down. I was really bored in doing just real estate in like Madison. So I was like, okay, like, you want to know what I learned over the past couple years? I feel like I never understood this. Like a lot of successful people become very good at what they're doing, but they're also very bored. They just like stick through the boredom. Like how many fucking houses can you sell before you're like, God damn, it's just another house? Like, yeah, the money's good, the freedom's good and all this shit, but like texting the client, the same process, saying the same things, going through a bunch of offers because they have a 5% down offer, like you're in competition and it's like, fuck, like we're not going to win this one, but you have to take them through that because then the only way that they understand is if they go through it. And it's just like, holy shit, like it's the same damn thing over and over and over and over and over again, which is fine. But what I've recently understood really is like I get bored very quickly. Yeah. So I need to kind of like overcome and like stick through the boredom and just like take it to another level within the boredom. I don't know, just introspection, I guess, is recently.
A lot of my life is repetitive. Mm-hmm. Like
I think everyone's is though. Right?
No, it is. I'd say a benefit of at least real estate is we're seeing different places and working with different people consistently. Which helps.
Yes.
Like I did when I first got in, I ran a building in Old Town, and I was great at it. I did a ton of business. A lot of my business actually comes from that building because it was like expensive rentals where I've maintained those clients. But I could have done that tour. It was about a 30-minute tour every time, and I could do it sleeping. Like I literally said the same thing over. I made the same joke at the same spot every time. Always got like a little like I don't know sympathy laugh or actual laugh. But it was just the same thing like over and over again. And then after like a few years, I was like, I am cannot fucking do this tour anymore. Like I'm done.
100%.
So that was when I eventually made the change. But like that was
Sure.
It is. It's so repetitive.
Yeah. And
So now it's a little better. At least I'm doing like condos in the city, houses in the suburbs, some multifamily. It's like all over. And one part I'm always jealous of, especially if clients have like a really big budget, is just like touring the houses and condos that they're gonna live in. And I'm like, damn, I want that.
yeah, like I wish I could buy
That's a
this
great
condo.
spot. Yeah.
100%. Yeah, man. It's like, so what do you think about condos in Chicago, reserves, special assessments, condo boards, management companies?
So I have two things. One, condos are a gift and a curse. The gift, and it's also the curse, the same, but like your HOA fee. Nobody wants to pay an HOA fee. But that HOA fee does cover a lot of stuff for the most part. I'm a big fan of smaller condo buildings. I think that the high rises are a sham. When you're paying $1,500 a month to an HOA for a 2-bedroom and a high rise, it's a joke. You shouldn't be doing that. You won't get that money out of it. It's not as great as an investment. But if you're in like a walk up or like, I don't know, up to like 20 units or something like that, like those cool loft buildings around the city that you'll see, I think those are great. I think they're worth paying a little bit, maybe $500, $600 into the HOA, mostly because if anything happens to the building, you're splitting that cost with 19 people. Compared to if you own a home, if anything happens to your home, you're paying for the 100% of anything you need to fix that. So I would probably buy in a condo first before I buy a home, just as it's like testing the waters.
I think it's all that a lot of people can afford as well.
Yeah. I mean, there's condos that I've sold that are worth a lot more than homes that I've sold.
Of course. But I think for like majority of people, like, and maybe you know way more about this shit than I do, but like, I would say majority of first-time home buyers can only afford a condo. They can't really afford a standalone home in like a decent area, so they had the condo route.
Yeah, 100%. Because I mean, I guess it depends what you call a decent area. But like, if you go to like the northwest part of the city, there's homes that are the same. Like, I just closed on a home in Harwood Heights, like right near Edison Park. It's just below there. Great part of the city. It's like 40 minutes from like downtown, so it's essentially a suburb.
Like 400, 350?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like very affordable, and they bought that home for cheaper than you could buy a nice 2-bed in Lincoln Park.
Sure.
And it's a whole home with a yard, garage, like the whole deal.
Sure.
So there is that option, but then again, like if you're like, I want to be in Lincoln Park, you're not going to want to drive 40 minutes to Edison Park every time.
100%.
Yeah, like you go home or anything like that. So like while they might be able to afford it, it is oftentimes better for people to just go be in the area that they want, have a smaller spot.
I feel like there is a ton of value in the lifestyle that the condos provide.
Yeah, 100%.
But my main purpose with this whole entire situation, Florida, Surfside collapse.
Yeah, we fully.
Do you remember that building?
Of course.
A bunch of people passed away.
Yeah.
Negligent kind of
HOAs,
reserves. The whole entire state of Florida had a reformation of condo law, meaning there has to be X amount of reserves in place right now, and everybody got massive special assessments,
I'm sure,
all at the same time. And so many like people are getting arrested for fraud that used to be on HOA boards, and like you're hiring the board is hiring a contractor that's family member of the board. Like, it's very interesting. And then you got the management company. If you look at your like the condo financials, like, and you really run through that, like the itemized, a lot of things don't necessarily make sense in there. And the management, if the management company raises the fee, they're not going to bring it down because that's built-in profit for them.
Yeah.
Right. So
that's
there's
where
no like I'm coming down on my fee after the special assessment is paid. It's like I'm raising my fee. It's going to be stuck at that because that's built-in profit for us for eternity.
Yeah.
I really, really, really believe, for the good of humanity across America, that there needs to be much more regulation on condo associations across the goddamn board.
Yeah.
Reserve studies, fees, etc.
So that's another like once you get a third-party management company involved, and that's usually when you're at that 15 to 20 units is when they start bringing in a third-party management, because nobody wants to be in charge of their whole HOA. It's kind of a thankless job. That's when it starts. Your HOA fee gets higher because you're paying their fee. But that's where personally, and I recommend this to my clients, and obviously there are HOAs where it's ran by a third party and it's fine. But I like a smaller HOA that's self-managed because then you also have more say into what happens with the building. Again, it could be a double-edged sword because you could be like, I don't want to pay for this thing that we have to fix, but it doesn't affect me. You delay it long enough, it's going to start affecting you.
Exactly.
Where like a management company could help with that, but I do think it's better to like be involved, have a say, and you're kind of responsible for that.
So we get a decent amount of condo associations that reach out to us, mainly boutique-ish, and they're like, hey, can you insure our association?
Okay.
So we pull a loss history report. If they have any losses in the past 3 years, we can't insure them. I feel like it's a very interesting point for condo owners to really think, boards, whoever's in charge of putting in a claim or not putting in a claim, thinking about putting in a claim on the association policy versus the individual unit policy. If you put a claim in on the association policy, you're going to see premiums increase, or you're not going to be insurable. Your premium's going to go up. The HOA fee is going to go up. Yeah. It's a whole rigmarole mess. So that's one thing that I will say is, like, I think condo boards and people in charge need to be very careful when putting in claims. It better be a very goddamn expensive claim to claim on the association insurance. So
I had a deal once. This was like the one time where insurance, this was because of Surfside actually. This was 2022. So a few months after. I think Surfside was 2021 or 2020, right around there. Either way. The building that my client was buying in had an insurance claim, or no, it wasn't a lien, an insurance claim, from like 2007. But because of all the new laws that went in place for HOAs, it was like impossible to get the loan. And it took a lot. We ended up getting it and it went through because it was 14, 15-year-old insurance claim. Sure. So it ended up going through, but I remember like panicking. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Yeah. Like it makes sense. It should be more regulated. You don't want fucking buildings falling down. But yeah, that was wild that like a 15-year-old insurance claim affected the loan. It's
crazy. And then obviously Fannie, Freddie, I don't know if Freddie, but I'm pretty sure Fannie has like a blacklist for condos right now too. So they know that the reformation is coming. You familiar?
Honestly, no.
So I don't know how or if you can look it up, but I do know that like Fannie won't loan on some condo buildings just based on deferred maintenance and
that makes sense.
So there's been talks, and this is early on in my research. I made I grew a lot on Instagram being the condo guy in Florida.
All right.
Had some pretty solid videos that went out, ton of views, organic, non-paid, very interesting. Kind of learning that algorithm side of social media. But I have heard that January 1st of 2026, they're trying to kind of pass a new law here in Chicago, similar to what happened in Florida. I don't think it's going to pass that soon, but I do think in the next couple of years, and a lot of people are just going to be fucking smacked with like $50,000 to $100,000 special assessments.
Yeah. Like, that's another thing where I like big buildings. Yeah, well, big buildings. I think it was 21 West Scott or 21 East Scott in Gold Coast. I toured a unit there, and the owner was telling me that they had a special assessment. They redid all the windows in the building. And it was a high rise, and it cost his client, I think, $32,000 because each window is $2,000.
Insane.
So it's like that's another like it would be. You're in a smaller building. You're not.
They probably finance that shit over 15 years and like $1,000 a month for 15 years. Like make that make sense. Then you got to pay that shit off when you sell it.
Your seller's selling it. He doesn't want to pay it.
Exactly. Exactly. Where are some gems? Like some gems that you see in the market, whether it be property, investment, like.
I feel like I go over that a lot. Logan Square has my heart of just I'm if you follow the Chicago path, started West Loop, Westtown, Wicker, Logan's next, Avondale will be after that. It's like the kind of 5 to 10 year cycle trend. Keeps going like one neighborhood north.
Sure.
But I'll say neighborhoods that I've like started to go to more and be like a lot are the kind of middle of the pack ones like Ravenswood, North Center, Roscoe Village, Lincoln Square. Those like neighborhoods where I didn't have a lot of clients moving there or going there, so I didn't go there that frequently. and I'm starting to have more clients moving there, and I love them. They're great. It's like full, like true neighborhood, very walkable, great little downtowns in those prospective neighborhoods. And it's definitely a spot where I thought that I'd be like a Wicker Bucktown guy forever. But I feel like I'll probably end up moving there eventually, just because you have like a suburban kind of neighborhood feel, but you're very, very much in the city and have a great like own downtown and walkable.
Interesting. Yeah, I
Those are like the middle of the pack neighborhoods where it's not near the beach, not west of the highway. It's just like it's
sure,
middle.
sure,
Yeah.
sure. I feel like the highway is a big like kind of
It's a divider.
threshold, right?
Yeah.
Like divider. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it is in most cities, but Chicago obviously.
Yeah, it kind of follows the river a little bit too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, I'm such a suburb kid. Like growing up in Stevens Point, tiny town. Like, I need a fucking house with a yard.
That's
like I can't be like that close next to my neighbor. I don't know. It just feels whack and weird. And
I'm definitely I'm with you there. I'm a suburbs guy in heart, but while my book of business is in the city, I'm gonna stay in the city.
I feel like I mean, I think that's one thing that's interesting as well is like majority of people are trying to transact. Well, I don't know how to put it. I feel like a lot more business is available for realtors in the city with like that high density and just kind of the turnover and stuff.
3 million people in one space. You're bound to have a little more business over here.
Yeah, much easier to build a business than like run into the suburbs and like trying to sell these $1 million houses or whatever.
Yeah.
So
I know the city very well, so that's also like I do the North Shore because I'm from the North Shore and I know that very well.
Highland Park. Okay, so sorry, what's the guy who runs Blackstone now? Not Steven Schwarzman, but John. I forget what he's from Highland Park. Yeah. So Highland Park is just north of like Winnetka, Wilmette.
Yeah, so it's just north of Glencoe, but you know, New Trier High School is like the big one where like that's Winnetka, Wilmette, Kenilworth. No, I went to Highland Park. So Highland Park, and then Lake Forest is also really known.
That's where all the bears live. The houses are just absolutely amazing.
Fucking sick. So Highland Park is in between those two.
Okay.
We got our own high school.
Okay.
Highland Park and Highwood. Highwood's really awesome. Highwood's like a 2-street town. It was the only wet town during like after Prohibition, but before drinking was like back to being normal. It was the only town in the North Shore that had bars that were open all the time.
Is that what wet means?
Yeah, like dry, like Highland Park, all those other neighborhoods, they were all dry, so they didn't have they weren't serving liquor at spots.
Interesting.
Highwood was serving it, and it still has like that vibe. It's like a great going out spot.
Oh, that's super
awesome.
crazy. That's
great
cool,
food too.
Nice. Awesome. Well, you want to wrap it up here?
We'll wrap it up.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming in. It was great talking with you, and see you soon.